Happy Monday, everyone. I am here again today to give you an idea for adding some movement to the breaks in your day. And hopefully you're taking some breaks in your day. And adding movement is just going to help energize you, maybe loosen you up. This move today is about the feet, the ankles, and getting a little bit of stimulation to the fascia for that area, and also just kind of energizing your body with some extra blood flow. So if you just focus on taking this break and moving, possibly at the end of it, you will have a more positive thought towards the intentions for your next action in your day. So we're going to start off with a bouncing move, and it is bouncing without the orange ball. It is bouncing without any props. So we're going to start with our feet just about sitting bone distance apart, and then you want to just check in with your feet. Make sure your toes and your heels and each side of your feet are equally connected to the ground. And with this bouncing, we're going to start off with just a little slight knee bend. But we're gonna start by lifting the heels up, right? Just kind of lifting and lowering them. So it's just a small, slow bounce. It probably feels a little awkward at first. It's really just movement from your ankle joint. Your calves are working, right? You're just lifting those heels and lowering them down. And quite quickly, you will feel work in your calves. And then it will start moving up your legs, and you'll start to feel a little bit of work in your hamstrings. It's a little bit challenging to get into a rhythm, and I feel like I'm just sort of getting that rhythm right now. But now I feel like it's enough because I can feel my calves, I can feel my hamstrings. So then I'm going to stop, put my heels down, and I'm going to change my bounce to just a little bend of the knees. It's very gentle. If it hurts your knees, please don't do it. I'm really it's more of a stretch now for my Achilles and my calf and maybe the bottom of my feet a little bit. So I'm getting a little bit of feeling of energy going on here through my body as I'm moving. You know, that's always great whenever I'm cold. A lot of times I just want to curl up with a blanket, but if I move, it warms me up. So I think we all know that. A little bit of movement can warm you up. It's cold here in Seattle sometimes. Okay, and then I'm going to change and I'm going to go a little bit more into that lifting the heel bounce. Right, so I'm just kind of going from one to the other. Just a little bit of bouncing energy. Remember, this stimulates your fascia, which is good. It's always good if you have tight feet. If you wake up in the morning or anytime you get up from seated position, your feet feel tight. This would be beneficial to you. If you're a runner, be beneficial. And then I'm going to put my heels down and I'm just going to bounce this way a little bit. Try and be even with my bouncing. And so I'm really into, stimulating fascia because I feel like it is the answer to tightness. So me giving you these ideas also encourages me to continue working with the idea of trying to stimulate fascia and break it down so people can move more functionally. Okay, so even if you just did that, that could be enough, right? I don't know how long it was. It might have been a couple minutes. I'm going to give you a few more things that are just some good balance exercises, things that work your feet, your lower legs. They kind of, our feet and our lower legs kind of get forgotten as we age especially, and we need it because as we know, as we age, we lose that idea of balance. So I'm going to start off with just coming into a little bit of a squat, and I'm just going to do some slow heel raises. Right, so I'm just lifting one heel, lowering it down. I'm going to lift the other heel and lowering it down. Thinking about just getting some good movement through my feet. I often get little cracks in my ankles doing this. It's kind of similar to some stuff we do on the reformer in Pilates. If you guys have ever worked on the reformer, kind of similar, right? And then if you feel comfortable with that and that doesn't hurt, you could add a little challenge, right, of moving a little more quickly. Now when I say that, I want you to notice to keep your pelvis still, not, right, moving side to side, right? It's very controlled, just keeping that pelvis nice and still. A little faster. And then you could add another challenge. You could be here and then lift both heels, adding balance. Then just lower them down. A few of those, however many you want, right? I don't know, I'm gonna do 3. And then lower down. Then you can stand up. That other balance challenge, which I'm sure you guys have all done this, right? Lift and lower, just heel raises, calf raises, whatever you want to call them, right? It adds a little bit of balance, right? Then you could do, here's another thing that's a little bit more like running on the reformer, right? You drop one heel. So now we're just in a lengthened leg position doing that. I was doing it in a bent leg position before, right? It's just a little bit of work. Good for your body, good for functional movement. That's what I'm all about. Encouraging strength for functional movement. Okay, then you could do something a little more challenging, right? You could lift into that heel raise, calf raise. Keep those heels lifted, bend your knees, come down. You might need a little bit of extra balance help. Then lower those heels down, just stand up. Or you could do it this way. Bend down, lift those heels, then rise up, lower those heels down. At any rate, there's a little bit of stuff you can do to encourage fascial stimulation, release of tension, also strengthening some of those leg muscles that we need to maintain better balance and more functional movement. And I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope it's useful to you. If you ever have any questions, I would love to hear from you guys, and I'd love it if you tell me what you like, what you don't like, what is too challenging, what you would be interested in knowing about. You can also visit my website, yourbodypilates.net. You can schedule a free introductory session and we can talk more in depth or for a longer amount of time about how Pilates can help improve your abilities for functional movement by doing it on a regular basis, or even just talk about what Pilates is and what I do with Pilates. Or fascia. We could talk about fascia. That would be cool. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a great Monday, and I will see you next week with something new. Set some new intentions.